5Ks. We twist and turn, Adam.
Twist and turn and into a headwind as well. This is going to be a very late attack. They go through basically a housing estate towards the finish of this race as well. And I think we've seen riders go away there in the past. We've seen them leave it right till the last minute, watching each other, not wanting to jump with something, trying to let the other rider do it. I think if one of the riders were to go now, it's just too far to go. And with a headwind, it's almost impossible against the riders. Doesn't matter who it is within that front group there. It's not possible to stay away. 5K to go for those riders if they were attacked now. They've got to leave it late, and I'm looking at Pog.
43 seconds. 400 metres of a difference on the road. Fall behind, have to keep riding. And we're now back to town. This is where the day began. In Harelbeke, industrial town in Flanders. In the heartland of professional cycling in this part of the world. Close to some of those famous climbs, sections of cobbles that we've seen all day. They fought over, down, left, right, battled the wind. They now battle each other. 3 riders remain. Wout Van Aert in the yellow and black. Tadej Pogačar in the black and white. And in the blue, Mathieu for the Poel. Four kilometres, 3 riders. 2 who can rely on their sprint historically. 1 who's hard in a very small group, like we've seen in Liège. But can he do it in this company, in a sprint? Tadej Pogačar.
Oh, here we go.
Now then.
Little seated acceleration there. Pogačar not pulling through on the front, moving across. Just waiting, looking. They're starting to play, they're starting to look at each other. No one wants to keep riding on the front. They want to try and recover from this sprint. They want to try and force each other's hand. Pogačar laying off the back, look. Laying off the back at this. Is he going to have a run at them out of this corner? Yes, he is.
He is. And here goes Tadej Pogačar. Tadej Pogačar makes his move with 3.4 kilometres to go. We knew he had to try. We knew he had to move. There's a reaction, and the first attack is brought back. The cat and mouse games have started with just over 3 kilometres to go.
It's just the efficiency of the 2 riders behind. You rarely see someone being able to respond to attack perfectly in the right gear the whole time. They can jump out the saddle, but it's almost with Van der Poel and Van Aert through that cyclocross, always being in that efficient gear, that they're able to just be in that right gear to accelerate as quick as possible, minimise the effort and the effort they have to make to chase someone.
Just under 3 Ks.
Not working either now, Rob. All just waiting for Pogačar. Look, Van der Poel coming through. Wout Van Aert gambling. I like to see Wout Van Aert gamble a little bit.
3 of the riders of our times, and we're coming into a famous finale in one of the biggest races of the season. They call this the Little Ronda, the dress rehearsal, but it's been a main event in its own right today.
This is getting nicely set up for a little Pogačar thing. Wout Van Aert has, I think he sort of said, look, I'm not the strongest here. You two you've dropped me once already. I've been able to get back onto you, but attacks are going to start to come. You two need to fight it out. And where he is right now, perfect position. You can see the attacking, you can see the riders accelerating. Is he going to follow Van der Poel, or is he going to leave a little gap for Pogačar?
We've seen this in this race so many times down the years. Last year it was Van Aert and Laporte in exhibition style. And Kasper Asgreen won a couple of years ago. We had a small group on these roads, and it was one move that killed off the competition. They watch, they wait as each rider goes past. Will Van der Poel and Van Aert both trust their sprint? Will they try to surprise? We're now 2 kilometres from the finale.
Wout Van Aert trusts his sprint. He wants to be at the back. He wants to be on Van der Poel's wheel. He wants him to start early in that sprint as well. It's a long, long sprint. Headwind at the minute, but Wout Van Aert where he's sitting. Look, oh, an attack from behind from Jorgensen.
Movistar looking for a 4th place. And Mathieu Jorgensen, who's been out in the front of this race early on, with there are about 90 kilometres still to go, is playing at that game again. And they could have the numbers to do that. As we go to 1.5 kilometres to go, another twist, a left-hand turn this time, and it's Van der Poel leading Van Aert.
Pog again.
Pogačar just leaving that room, isn't he? We wait, he goes, he's up onto the pedals, and he moves. Left of the road this time, they have to react to a second time. Van der Poel tries to get there, he's on the wheel, Pogačar sits down, he knows he's unable to wriggle away for a second time.
It's almost a telltale, isn't it? That little gap growing a little bit, just laying off, waiting. But look how quick they got on him. No hesitation. No one wants to win that now. Van Aert letting Van der Poel do the gap, sitting down, recovering. Look at the gears, spinning away, freewheeling, spinning away. I'd be surprised if Van der Poel pulls through here. I'm sure that Van der Poel will force Pog to lead it out. Wout Van Aert, where we think he wants to be, at the back on Van der Poel's wheel, hoping that he might start the sprint early.
1 kilometre to go in the E3 Press. The E3 Saxo Classic. Harelbeke the destination. 3 of the biggest names in the sport are at the front. Tadej Pogačar, 2-time Tour de France winner. Mathieu Van der Poel, monument winner just last weekend. And Wout Van Aert, winner of this very race 12 months ago. No Slovenian has ever won the E3. Tadej Pogačar, you'd have to say, a rarity in this sport, has to be an underdog here because he's up against 2 fast men. He's there in the white. They're coming into the finish straight. Van der Poel is looking at Van Aert. On paper, on his day, the fastest of the 3, waiting at the back. But we know that Van der Poel has the form. They have the time gap now. They have the seconds, and it's Pogačar who launches the sprint early. Pogačar trying to surprise them. Van der Poel coming through the centre. Van Aert hitting the front now on the right-hand side. It's Wout Van Aert trying to defend his title. It's wheel to wheel. It's a big battle, but it's Wout Van Aert who wins it. Wout Van Aert, the first man to defend his title here in over a decade. 3 cobbled races in Belgium for Jumbo-Visma. Win number 3 in E3. This time it wasn't quite the exhibition. But it's Wout Van Aert who's got the dress rehearsal down. He's read his lines to perfection. And with the Ronde van Vlaanderen 9 days away, we wait to see whether finally for him it'll be all right on the night. A good 4th place for Jorgensen. 5th place, I think, might be going to Movistar as well there as we look behind. Ivan Garcia Cortina in the top 5, but all the headlines will be taken by Wout Van Aert. Clever racing, mature, intelligent racing, waiting, not panicking, and watching, trusting that ability, believing in his sprint. Wout Van Aert beats Mathieu Van der Poel and Tadej Pogačar. And the battle between these lives on. At the weekend it was Van der Poel. Now it's Van Aert. And Pogačar's in the mix as well. A dream scenario won by a wonder rider, Wout Van Aert.